What is up, everybody? Conor from the Summit Check here, live with Toledo famed chamber pop band, self-described as a Facebook and Twitter, I think. Piano Power Trio, Violent Bloom, who has only ever played here when it's raining, show or session. And I think it's like 4 times. 3 times on Halloween. I think you've played almost every Halloween gig that we've ever had.
I was going to say that, yeah. Sometimes the song bangs you.
It's true.
I thought it was fun.
I loved it.
So we're going to get into a few questions while y'all get situated. Okay. And my first question is for John. Do you ever get sad that you can't do tradesies?
No, because normally I have to do all the sound and everything. So it's kind of like trading. I don't know. I can't play piano or drums.
If you could do tradesies to an instrument, what instrument would it be?
That's a good question.
Like any instrument or an instrument?
You don't have to know how to play it. Any instrument. What would you have the most fun doing a tradesies for?
Pretty much dedicated my life to being a bass player, so I don't know.
No one's ever asked John if he wants to do anything else.
Sound guy?
The tuba?
No, that's bass still.
It's so heavy.
It's bass still, you're right. It's kind of horn bass territory.
So one of the more cliche questions, but a great question nonetheless. How did Violent Bloom get its start?
Well, actually, I'll answer that question.
Okay,
So, Kelly and I started messaging and talking a little bit. We knew each other just from being in Toledo, and
we were just talking at that time.
we were both songwriters, and so we started just getting together and like sharing songs that we wrote on the piano in my little apartment on Scottwood in downtown Toledo, in Old West End. And so so just like sharing songs, workshopping songs, playing stuff for each other, and then being each other's kind of first fans, I think. And then just like sending demos back and forth.
It's the most heartwarming thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, and it was like a lot of, remember all the demos we would send?
Yeah, we have like 1,000 songs.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Because when you have 2 songwriters constantly writing in the band, there's not enough time to practice all of them to get them where you'd actually perform them. So what ends up happening is that we have like a catalog, but then there's all this backlog of stuff that's like half done.
Yeah.
You know.
Like we both have like phone notes that are just like filled with
My whole phone's just full
half-written.
of random.
Yeah.
Stupid.
The fact that you have 2 songwriters that can pump out that much is incredible.
Thanks.
Because I know so many songwriters who will hit a rut and not be able to pump something out. So the fact that your backlog is so vast is impressive.
Well, and I think the pandemic definitely like was hard for me as a writer. It kind of deadened because I didn't have. I don't know if you feel the same, but I didn't have a thing to look forward to. We knew we weren't going to be really able to record that much or perform, so it kind of like lost your reason to keep putting things out there. Because I like performing way more than I like recording, and so not being able to perform for people really like was a huge bummer.
Yeah, and like we used to practice every single week, and then when the pandemic happened, it's like we just stopped because people were quarantining.
We were super diligent about that too, like year-round practice every week, no matter what. Like,
so kind of just like our momentum kind of just
serious.
Yeah,
I don't know. And then John came along.
Yeah, we're like we need a bass player.
I think John was like, you need a bass player.
Really?
That's how that happened.
we didn't. We just
That sounds like something John would say.
He offered.
Yeah.
We were just like, I don't know. Okay.
A natural fit, though.
It's been great.
Truly.
Yeah.
A very good fit.
And it's, when we first started, it was a little bit of a struggle. This is off topic of your question, but because you have a left hand on the piano that's running a bass line. And so now you have 2 bass lines. And so it's hard sometimes to not walk on each other and make it. And he's really good.
He's really good at that.
You'll hear this in some of these songs. He walks in between what the left hand's doing here in a way that's really creative and interesting. And me not being a bass player, I was like, wow, that's like so cool, you know.
Does having the bass allow you to kind of explore more on the higher end of the keyboard?
Sometimes, probably Kate more, because Kate and I have very different playing styles. I tend to play the piano more like a drum. I tend to pound a lot more. She's like has better technique and like does arpeggiation and stuff. That's true.
I appreciate that, but I don't
teach piano, so I'm telling you that's true. So
you weren't kidding when you say first fan.
Literally. So she has a different.
Even today.
You'll hear this in the songs we play, even the difference.
Kelly can play circles around me.
I'm percussive.
She can play circles.
I'm more
around
percussive, and she's more like she has that Tori Amos kind of like she'll play around.
Arpeggio type.
She'll play around. You see her play around. Anyway, I like finding a groove on the piano, and then I kind of repeat the groove, and then just sing on top of that. That's all music is.
I love to play songs on the piano.
Oh wait, that's it. Okay, I guess we did it. But I love playing with John too because he's got like one of the best. He's like killer time. Like dude has like a metronome. I fucking love that about him.
And it's important with a piano too because these are all percussion instruments technically. Yeah. So if someone's off, everything's
the whole
off.
Train's going off.
It's not a guitar where I can power chord my way through a mess up. Yeah. You know, like if you mess up on the piano, everybody knows.
Or like
it.
throw
Even people
distortion.
who don't know how to play an instrument will hear it and be like, "Whoa, what the fuck was that?"
Yeah.
So you like it's tough sometimes.
Just three incredibly stressed pilots all at once. Like
that's right.
Yeah.
Playing is always going.
Good thing
down.
all three of us are like kind of crazy, so we're all kind of like perfectionistic. So it really works when we get together.
Mental illness, it works.
Well, I didn't mean like.
I'm just kidding.
Girl, I wasn't going that far.
I'm gonna get one more before we give you a few more songs. Okay. If you could compare and contrast your two LPs, Dark Minuet and Tightrope, in one or two like adjectives, like what would you describe them both as? How do they differ?
Wow. Wow.
I'll go first.
Yeah.
Tightrope is, I would say, fuller in the instrumentation and also crispier. Mm-hmm. And I think that's both because of the recording process, but also like our songwriting sort of shifted from sort of a focus on like blues and more like softer stuff into like, let's do 5/4 for every other song. Yeah. Or like, let's experiment with these weird key changes in the middle of the song so that like we kind of got more out of our comfort zone writing on Tightrope. Yeah. That's what I would say.
Yeah. I don't know if I can pick an adjective. That's a really good challenge. I don't think I can. But I will say that we played live so much between Dark Minuet and Tightrope that I think responding to the rooms that we were playing in, we naturally started playing faster and we started playing like more energetic stuff.
Giving it the juice.
Yeah. That's right. And so Tightrope has a lot more detail and it's a lot more dynamic, I think, and it's a lot more
I think it's written
energetic.
To musicians too. Like there's something about the way that we write. It was like if we had an ideal demographic, it's like another musician. And I think part of that is because we're all percussive, it kind of has this element where it's like we want to do things that are kind of surprising that like somebody who plays music will appreciate.
Yes, absolutely. There's stuff on Tightrope where we absolutely did that and thought of that, and then our musician friends were like, that little section, and it was like, that is what we wanted to do for you.
Your music's full of treats.
Treats.
So the fact that it's just like little things and it happens once, maybe twice, and you're just like, what was that? Like, oh, what was that? And you go back and you try to like figure it out. It's very exciting. That's what makes like, as someone who struggles to focus on things, music that throws in little treats, just like a little chocolate here, a little sweets here, just like it really makes it that much more interesting, especially as you said, as a fellow musician, to listen to.
Thank you for saying that. I think we really tried that because we don't like being bored, and if we're bored by the song that we're playing, and I think that's a lot of what drives our writing is it's like this section. Especially sometimes I hear John, like he'll be playing a bass line and then like all of a sudden we'll practice it, I don't know, 4 weeks later, and then in practice it's like bloomed into this like
this James Brown.
Nice name drop.
Yeah.
It's violently bloomed.
It's violently bloomed. But it's like gotten so much more complex in like the most satisfying way. And I love that. Like Kelly and I are frequently like, damn, John, like that was a sick bass line. And it's like,
we're going to put out an album that's just his bass lines.
We're in a band with each other and we can do that for each other is really fun, you know? Like wow, you play that and that's like so much, my song's so much better because you did that, you know?
Clear as day.
It's the same song.
Which adjectives would you use? Swiftly.
Whew. Now I understand the pressure I posed with that question.
It's not pressure, it's just it's hard to evaluate your own stuff. It's hard to like describe your own.
I'd say crunchy and pickled.
There it is. There it is.
Nailed it.
Crunchy and pickled. So I wanted to touch on something that you mentioned very briefly earlier. Yeah. You said that you've seen a lot of bands come and go over the last 6 years.
We killed them.
1, did you best them in combat? And 2, who is your favorite that is no longer performing?
My favorite's probably got to be Awesome Job. I really love Awesome Job. They were so much fun.
I also really loved playing with good personalities.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
and
very
Shell,
good band.
Shell was good.
Yeah. Oh, remember Cryface?
Cryface, yeah.
Huh. You guys know that band?
The bass player is our bass player now.
No kidding. Okay, so you like really know. You stole. Who else?
We did a battle of bands with Awesome Job.
The T-shirts. That's real old, isn't it?
Just like me.
Oh shoot. Oh man.
Shuttlecock. I don't know.
Oh my God, Shuttlecock. That's a deep track right there. It's a deep cut.
We never played with them.
We
Yeah,
didn't.
that's true.
I saw them at Mickey Finn's.
What about bands that are still giving it the juice today?
Ben Stalitz.
Well, Ben
Juice
Stalitz,
every day.
Yeah, Go Lab is still out
Go
there
Lab.
Oh,
playing.
Go Lab is a treat.
Go Lab is
Yeah.
If
excellent.
anyone ever has a chance to
We
see a
played-
live performance from Go Lab,
Yeah.
they are a
Yeah.
treat.
Yes.
We love playing with them. What is it?
Excellent Enemies. Are they still going?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
sure.
yeah. John Hubble's
I don't know.
the drummer for Go Lab and his other band with Dan Brenner from Awesome Job
Brenner's not in it.
does Excellent Enemies. Oh, he's not? Never mind. My information's dated.
Yes.
Disregard all of
I
it.
believe that same drummer is in Flat Earth Agenda.
Yes, that's right.
That was our
That's not
first show. My first
God,
live
call
show
me
I
out.
ever
That's
played
okay.
was with their band, Flat Earth Agenda.
Did you love watching him play drums?
It was, oh my God.
I've
It was
learned-
a prog treat
Oh
the
my
whole
gosh.
time. The whole time was just like
That-
mind blowing.
Yeah, that drummer's one of my very favorite drummers to watch. It's awesome.
Me too.
Yeah.
I learned from watching him play
Yeah,
drums.
yeah,
Like I
for
learned
sure.
how to use a kick pedal by watching him play drums.
You
I'm
learn
not
by
even
him
joking.
watching you, and you get
You power up.
like when we play show and John Hubble's like watching you.
I get really nervous.
Oh, yeah, it
'Cause I
makes
feel
you
like I
play
don't
better.
belong.
It makes
Levels
play
you
better
up by
'cause you're like,
proxy.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't have a chat phone hand. 3 hands would
It's
be
not a
sick.
big
You'd be so sick. You'd be an Indian god.
Was VVE be considered more in the lineage of Carole King or Billy Joel?
Damn.
Wow, I would say Carole King.
Yeah.
If we had to compare the two.
First of all, I've never gotten blackout wasted and crashed my car into a tree, so I think we're more like Carole King.
Yeah. Seconded.
Incredible. Was there any other from chat, Chance?
Ellie says, I am chat god.
I am chat god. All right.
Sick.
Well, I've got one then.
Okay.
I'm playing Billy Joel in my head.
He's just playing my life over and over.
Well, then who's going to break the tie? Was it one character?
Said Carole King.
Oh, they both were Carole
Yeah.
King?
Oh, we did. See, that's where it's fine. Diversity is good. That's
Yeah.
good.
Carol Joel, Billy King
Carol Joel.
from Minnesota. Carol Joel.
Who's your biggest influence? I love that voice too. Carol Joel.
You know Carol Joel?
Take the Winnebago up to Manitoba there, don't you know?
I'm gonna change that.
Get you a dream catcher with Carol Joel.
Can we have shirts that just say Carol Joel? We're gonna get sued.
LP3. So my my actual question, I feel like a lot of bands have like older sibling bands, like almost like their shepherd into bandom. Do you have one? And if so, who?
That's a great
Older
question.
sibling bands. One of my older sibling bands has got to be Go Lab. I would say that.
Yeah.
Because I saw them a lot, just like when I was young, in my 20s and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
I played with all those bands, so I don't think I have one. Like no.
You don't have any.
You're your own older
Well,
sibling.
they
you
were
looked up to?
from like 25 years ago.
Oh, Stylex. Come on.
Stylex.
They were cool.
See, I didn't grow up here, so I've been here for 11 years though.
The
So-
Beatles.
The Beatles.
Carol Joel.
God.
Carol Joel and the Winnemucca Rock.
I don't listen to anybody
Older
else.
sibling band. We've had a lot of rival bands because John wants to fight other bands.
Rival.
Please elaborate. I would love to hear more.
Explain the thing about the rival band.
They
thing.
love the
It's
juice.
fun for the crowd. They get invested.
Blood Dumpster.
I had a band called Blood Dumpster. We used to play Howard's all the time, and we would just pick fight. Like they were all our friends, but it's more fun to be on stage to like call them out.
and fight with them.
We had a robot, and Scientific Machines had a robot.
Oh my
and
God,
put
I
beer in
forgot.
our robot. So we had to fight.
Did the robots fight?
They
No.
put beer in our robot.
Beer poured in our robot.
When someone puts beer in your robot, that's like, oh my God, of course. Yeah, Scientific Machines. That's
But then
a
they
good
broke up
one.
to Blood Dumpster 1, and then we moved
Yep.
on to like.
Sex Twister.
No,
That was previous.
That was a cousin band.
Sex Twister is very old. Very old.
Older than Blood Dumpster.
Look up Sex Twister. No.
It's out there.
We haven't answered your question at all.
Me, I'm the.
John's the older sibling.
John is his own sibling.
Yeah. I
Self-fulfilling.
guess. I feel like we should have more answers. I'm gonna like leave and be like, oh my God, I didn't even say. You know?
Yeah.
We'll fix it in post.
Okay.
Just give me a lot. Chance, you can do so much with that, right?
Perfect.
Yeah, oh my
Then
God,
you just send us an audio file, like an iPhone recording.
Okay,
If you-
Easy.
that'll work.
Yeah.
Easy post fix.
Oh my
An
God, that'd
open
be
mouth,
funny.
And then just a list of bands.
Just give it the Star Wars drop down, just like.
Yeah, wait, if you need that visual, here you go.
Collab.
Point at that one. That band. Oh, so
Dirty
good.
Damn Band.
Oh yeah, Dirty Damn Band.
There's the YouTube thumbnail right there.
That was my
We
old
got it.
band.
Bands.
Dirty Damn Band was pretty cool, man.
We're on top of it.
Yeah, but bands we were in, we can't be. Maybe
I look up to myself.
Is that narcissism? I don't know. Maybe a little.
Self-confidence.
Yeah, I like that. That's a nicer way to put it.
If Kanye can be his own hero, why can't we?
We can. That's
That's
self-love.
true.
That's not bad. I like that, Connor.
Our biggest influence was American Spirits.
Wow.
Oh my God, yes.
Wow.
Yes.
The classics.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, I'm gonna shout out the Summit Shack because when we had first really started playing in different places that weren't just around Toledo, I remember the first Halloween of many Halloweens that we played Summit Shack. It gets so cold right at Halloween, and we're all dressed in costume, and it was just such a good vibe. And I remember it was really our first time being out of the Toledo sort of region, and how friendly everybody was, and how listening everybody was, and making a space where people are listening is super important, especially for, I mean, we're not trying to like, it's hard for us to overpower a crowd if they're loud, not paying attention, right? Like, we're not a bar band really in that way. So creating a space where people are like there for the music is super important.
It's a big deal, really.
And it's like a big deal.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
I think that's one of the sleeper benefits of it being such a confined space is that if someone is talking, everyone's just going to be like, can you not? Like, and I actually think there's been multiple times where like people not even associated with the Shack are just like, hey, quiet down. And it's like sick. I don't have to do that. And like, I hate to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because
I hate shushing people, but honestly, when
But
you're at a
half
show
of them
and
deserve
someone
it.
is
They do.
yelling, it's
Yeah, but no, I had that same impression. I remember feeling like almost like surprised at like the depth of listening that was happening.
and like the support.
Yeah, the support. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. We're playing next Friday with Lung and Summer Like the Season. Lung is from Cincinnati, Summer Like the Season from Detroit. They're both so excellent. Like, you will not regret looking them up.
Yeah, even if you don't come to the show, just listen to them.
But I
those
also
bands.
really love like bands we played with in the past. Like Lady Cop was awesome. They changed their name to Aura Weaver, and now I don't know. I don't think they're a band anymore. But
It's just Chelsea.
we just played with John Salvage. That was great.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Lots of bands. There's lots of bands still active. I just feel like not that many like right.
I
in
think I
Toledo.
learned something too from every single musician that I watch, even if it's a guitarist or something that I don't play. I learn from either their stage presence or like how they carry themselves, or like I learn so much all the time.
Yeah.
And I think that's the most important thing is like when you're playing with bands that you're like, you are learning from them.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's most special, sort of like you said, a treat. That's the biggest treat for me. I don't know.
That was always my favorite part when shows were still just like full force. If we weren't doing something with the Shack or we weren't touring, I was just, if I had the free time, I would just go to a show. Like a friend's band is playing, or like a friend of a friend's band that I've never heard of or seen before is playing. Like, I just like loved going and observing, because there was just different genres, especially in Michigan. Like, the shows are so diverse.
Yeah.
You like you said, you really can like learn anything. Like,
Yeah.
even if it's just like a solo performer, like I'm simply a drummer, and like watching someone with a guitar and just their voice up there. It's like you can get so much for like how you can kind of command a crowd almost, or like you said, stage presence.
Yeah, stage presence, and sometimes it's something little where it's like the way they talk to the crowd in between their presence, or sometimes it's like the way they like move together or something small like that. That I'm like, oh, they just like dance kind of. We should do that. You know what I mean?
The synchronized pop punk jump. Feet together, just.
We need to incorporate that. Except like, half of our band is sitting all the time.
Down, so.
Yeah, it's tough.
2/3 of us are sitting.
It's tough.
We can get air off our seats a little though. Yeah.
You'll see me stand up. It's a really bad form because drum's not my native instrument. But you'll see me like do weird, like stuff you're really not supposed to do. And then
I love all that. I love
get
all
excited.
That. I love all that kind of
Wound up.
self-taught stuff.
Yeah.
Yahoo.
That's our set, guys. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks very much for having us. For watching, if you're watching, and yeah.
How long can I hold it before it gets weird? I'll wait it out.
Keep staring at it. Can you zoom in?
Can we zoom? Thanks for watching, everyone. But seriously, thank you so much for tuning in to episode 9, 8, 7?
Towel says 7.
7?
Oh, nice.
Good job, Towel. Thank you for tuning into episode 7 of Shack TV Live. Thank you so much to our Patreon supporters for allowing all of this to happen and helping afford all of this amazing gear that we're using. Shout out Dale for letting us use some of his cameras, I'm sure. Some of these are Dale's cameras, maybe? No? Wow, we're self-sufficient now.
Eat shit, Dale.
Eat shit.
Wow.
I'm not employed by
you not to
Dale.
give him
Eat
a
shit, Dale. Not my employer.
That's a John Zen style coming at you.
Told you not to give that man a microphone. I told you.
Very, very cool. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Violent Bloom. Thank you, Matt, Trey, Michaela, Chance, Mike, Ellie, the whole team. Thanks so much, everyone. And thank you for tuning in. See you next time. October 1st as well, I think, is the day that we'll be back.
Oh, no shit.
We're having Crystal.
We're going to battle.
Crystal,
Awesome.
Including Jess Hancock from Awesome Job on drums.
It's all come full circle.
Oh, my God.
Oh my Lord.
Perfect.
Thanks so much, everyone.
Summit Shack.